Hi guys. So a lot of people have been saying that about the intro being long. If you want to skip the intro, there's timestamps in the description. So you can just click on the description box and it will show you the timestamps and it will take you straight to the content. It's just like 10 minutes in, just go to the description box and then expand the description box and then you'll be able to go straight to the content if you want to ignore the intro. Okay, thanks for listening.
I don't know, but
No, you know what you need, Chantal? You need to get your butt out of the Middle East. You need to go back to Canada and you need to start living a life that isn't just a big scam. I mean, this is silly. You're going to be 40 years old. You're out here, I mean, following some 29-year-old thinking that he's going to love you and marry you and make a life with you and whatever. Girl, come on. He laughs at you. He makes fun of you. I mean, why do you think you're over there with him? Because you guys are living it up? I mean, yeah, you really look like you're living it up. You really look like you're happy. What you need to do is you need to go back to Canada. You need to start putting in hard work. And you need to, if a relationship is really what you want, if that's your end game in life, I know it is for some people. If that's really what you want, someone to love you, someone to call you baby, someone to give you affirmations, whatever. I mean, slow steps. I mean, whatever. Get on the dating apps, work on yourself. Get back to a point where you can walk for more than a minute without getting dizzy. I mean, that would, if I were that in that place, that would be my number one priority. Not who's going to call me baby when I put my head down at night. I mean, girl, come on. I mean, you're not going to be able to heal in this environment, let alone thrive. You're talking about energy. You're sitting here telling us how you're about to fall asleep.
so you're getting help and you want to dunk on Chantel? And that's why I think Shannon and FFG's chemistry is so beautiful, because they're so similar. FFG has to be the hero. That's why she has to always dunk on Chantel with something. Like when she did the thing with BBJ, I stand on this. She did her big one. She did her big one with that one, especially with the way Chantel was running her mouth talking about FFG's dogs and all. When I saw her pull that off, I said, leave it to Chantel to have me applaud FFG. I was pissed. I was like, oh, this was so good. She trolled the fuck out of you. Oh my God. So, just so we're clear, and you heard it here first. What happened with BBJ, rescuing BBJ? The BBJ rescue to FFG will be with the 89 LBs are to Amber. You will always hear about it for years to come. Always. That's never going to die. She did her big one. She had to make it public. And for those saying, oh, it's for the money, I think you guys forget, I've said this before, multiple things can be right at once. She did her big one and definitely helped BBJ, because at this point, I think almost anybody's better than Chantel. But yes, of course it was for the money. If it wasn't for the money, she wouldn't have made it public. Of course it was for the money. Are you kidding? The bitch held she shopped for BBJ's collar on stream. She shopped for a cat to get a Gucci collar for a cat. Of course it was for money. But I'm not going to take away the fact that, like, at least she got BBJ. But yes, it was for money. Yes, it was for content. Are you crazy? That is her 89 LBs, bitch. She is never letting that go. That will always be content in some way.
Isms. So, French fried girls should be worried because Chantal was threatening to sue again. Shadowed that she might have returned to Canada to handle some other business, and she would handle that while she was there. I would be terrified if I was French fried girl. So terrified. This is the woman who couldn't even make a vet appointment, and she's going to coordinate a multi-person lawsuit because she felt duped about her cat being given to somebody else. By her to somebody else. But she couldn't tell you who because the selfish bitch wouldn't even walk down the stairs to go say bye. She handed it to Pete's. Again, many reasons we can't follow through with our commitments. So, And Chantal doesn't have much tolerance for distress or discomfort. If something isn't exactly the way she wants to eat it, she's not going to eat it. If it's not the right temperature, she's not going to eat it. So you would think someone as large as her would be much more picky, but or would be much less picky. But actually, some of the more morbidly obese people I know are rather picky about their food. And like other folks who deal with addiction, can get pretty nasty if they don't get what they want. How many people think that they've probably fought about food a couple times already? I'm sure he was fine with her coming over, but she farted out a bunch of promises initially that she was I'm gonna go to the gym and lose weight and it'll be great and I'll be going to the beach and we'll be travel beezing. If you're too fat for a plane, you gotta do something. Because now you can't even get out of there in a hurry if you need to. There's no shame in buying 2 plane seats if you need them, but if you don't like that you need them or that you're cutting it close to needing them, whose job is it to change the shape of Chantal's body? Yours? Mine? A pill? Some Ozempic? No, it comes down to Chantal and what she chooses to do. At this point, she's had more resources and opportunities and access to treatment over the years that most people don't give a shit how she feels, or that she probably can't handle all of her ADLs maybe on her own, because she was always such a nasty, self-centered person that her discomfort brings people pleasure. We've heard of Schadenfreude. You know, it's the same sort of thing. I don't
So we saw some boats pass by while we were hanging out by the riverside and decided after we were done hanging out by the river to see if we could find a dock and take a boat ride ourselves. On our way,
it was his hard-earned money to try to buy her food that would support her health. And then either she ordered it without him or he came to reason of, look, I don't love you so much that $250 isn't worth risking your health to me. So if you really love me, Chantal, really, really love me, you'll go on there, eat yourself half to death, and give me the cash. So, I don't know. And she wants privacy. Okay. And where's your husband? Where's your husband? Where's your husband? Where's your husband? He's out with the boys. Thailand, from what I understand, has a very, very active sex scene. So, I'm sure he'll text you. But at any rate, this week we're going to... But she's sitting there, not a lot of people around, but it was the old eyes darting. Remember the outhouse? Or going for Burger King and then sitting in the parking lot, full face of makeup, looking all over the place to see who's looking and who's watching. She's out proud and doesn't care, but hawks like she's ashamed of what she's engaging in. So when she's sitting there with Salah eating, and there's people, you know, not a lot of people, because they go everywhere when it's closed. She's afraid of people, and they want to be able to film, and they're weird. They're weird. She likes getting attention, but standing out doesn't really, like, I think she probably feels like people are staring, because they are staring. It's a spectacle. She's 4 times the size of a normal woman. So I think people are going to stare. That shouldn't be unexpected. Is it rude? Is it cruel? I don't know. Bottom line, it shouldn't be unexpected. And to act shocked would be kind of stupid as well. You've read about it a little bit and saw it on TikTok. Please look better after yourself. Take better care of yourself. If not you, for your husband that you told us you loved so much. How much do you love him if you're willing to eat yourself to death because it's too difficult to try to get better beyond 36 hours? If you're not a 12-stepper, but the bondage of self. She's so obsessed with meeting her own wants and needs that she, to her inadvertently, steps on people and hurts people in that way. There's another side of Chantal that is a complete sociopath and pretty much doesn't care about feelings, doesn't know how to act. That's why we had the wedding cake and candles and she erupted like she was going to shit her pants, because she doesn't know what happiness feels like, so she doesn't demonstrate what it looks like. She doesn't know love. She doesn't know any of those feelings. And so with all this spinning in her head, her marriage on the line, her citizenship being up, she goes on a diet.
One, I'm pretty, okay? That has a lot, and I don't mean that to be conceited. I'm being very matter of fact. Being pretty gets you a lot of privilege. I'm just saying, you can get away with a lot if you're pretty. Number one, I'm pretty.
Okay, guys, so this is the trailer for Femme. It's been released in Europe, but it's out. It's a thriller, and I've seen it. It's a fantastic film. It is out in Spain, and it is out in the US on March the 22nd. So here is the trailer.
Bitches are big man, this high heels. Well, you can turn around if you're a fucking man. You're letting them win.
How you want to deal with that?
I think you're a nice looking lad. On your front. I'm a nice guy. If you disrespect me, fuck you up. I get that. Yeah, I'm the same. Oh, you know. You're a fucking big man. I best remember not to fuck with you then.
Hi guys, and welcome to Tailored Talk. Okay, so is Salah AWOL right now, guys? That is an honest question. So I've been looking at Salah's comments in Foodie's chat, and I'll just read out a few. So, plucking your eyebrows is haram. I'll lock the fridge when she gets back. There's two comments that made me think that while Foodie is in Thailand, Salah is not really there in the chat. It's someone else. A friend, a Biza, taking over his account. Okay, so let's read a couple of comments. Comment 1. Punk, stop. He's telling off the chat. Punk, stop being rude. She weighed in perfectly. And this other comment. Oh yeah, baked Korean. I will ban you. Street scale, because she already did it in her live. Y'all. Salah doesn't talk like that. Now Salah has a little above like average English, like slightly above average English level, right? But we've never really seen him have a basic conversation with Foodie that was not scripted. He's never done a boyfriend tag. He's never done a husband tag. And he's never really talked to her, had a proper conversation other than really scripted stuff of, hi babe, what food you having? And that terrible scripted I love you in Thailand, which was awful. But they've never had like a real conversation, even though when they first met, Foodie said that his English was so good and he spoke fluent English, but that was a fucking lie. Now, I'm sure it's because it's fun to help him learn English that Salah has probably watched a lot of Canadian and American TV shows to help himself learn English, like a lot of people do when they're trying to learn a new language. So I think Salah has watched really popular American sitcoms like Cheers, like Friends, like The King of Queens, and like Nash, or like or a lot of Jim Carrey films, like The Mask, The Truman Show, Dumb and Dumber, Man on the Moon, The Grinch, etc. And although Salah may have watched a lot of American and Canadian TV, in my opinion, he's not verbally skilled enough to write those comments in the chat. If he's not verbally skilled enough to say it, then he sure as hell is not typing it. Guys, if you've got friends or family or colleagues at work or in college or wherever, because mainly you guys are like, like you know, older like women. So women, you know, 20s upwards, 30s upwards. So if you've got friends or family or work colleagues, and you know them, and you know that English is their second or third language, you know that when they're on social media, or they're you know, or Instagram or whatever, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, they type how they talk, right? So it's going to be, when they type on social media, it's going to be it's going to be broken English. It's going to be quick short sentences, a bit of broken English. They may attempt slang here and there, but not very much, because they wouldn't know because they're trying to learn, because English is like their third or fourth language. It's the same with Salah. This fake Salah in her chat is using Americanized slang. Like, y'all is really like African American culture and Southern American culture. And the real Salah doesn't know much about pop culture, American culture, African American culture, you know, trending culture. So popular sayings like that you see on the social media, like he or she, they ate that. The term glow up. The term the man or celebrity, the man or woman that they are. The term face card. The term face card that doesn't decline. And more recently, the term, the slang, cutesy, demure, I'm not like those other girls, from Jules, right? If you said any of those popular terms to Salah, he wouldn't know what the hell you're talking about, because he's not skilled enough in American slang. He's not Americanized enough. And his understanding of American or Canadian or pop culture in general is not that good. Or American, Canadian, British, whatever. So when you see this fake Beezer in the chat saying, this crunchy ASMR tickles me, I'm seriously thinking, who the fuck is this in Foodie's chat? Because it sure as hell is not her husband. Salah would never say that in real life. He doesn't know what that means. So guys, if you hear, like, if you see American terms or pop culture slang in the chat, it's not Salah. So if you're hearing, you know, I'll just go back up. So if you're hearing seeing Punk stop being rude, or I will ban street scale because she already did it in her live, y'all, like that's not Salah. Salah could not explain what that means. That's not him. And if people in, you know, fourth, third language that they speak, if they can't wrap their heads around that concept, they're not going to speak words that they're not going to say words that they don't understand. So Salah would never say that crunchy ASMR tickles me. He doesn't know what ASMR is. Like, Salah would never say that in real life. He doesn't know what that means. So if you read American or culture pop slang and from Salah in the chat, it's not Salah. Salah is clearly not around anymore and hasn't been around for some time. If it's for some time, if I'm seeing regular stuff on Twitter about Salah, and it doesn't seem like he's been in her chat for weeks. But that's just my opinion. Okay guys, that was a quick one. I will see you in the next video, which will be coming up shortly. Okay guys, that was a quick one. If you're still here, thank you for watching. Thanks for listening.